Knives Out, the Netflix movie, or it's now on Netflix, as a refresher to get us ready for Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, which is the sequel. So the first one, Knives Out, follows Harlan Thrombey, who is a crime novelist, and he's found dead after his 85th birthday. And then we bring in a detective, Benoit Blanc, to investigate the case and then find out how this well-renowned crime novelist managed to die in his own home. Directed by Rian Johnson with an absolutely stacked cast, this first movie. When did you check this one out, and what did you think of it initially?
How long's it been out for? Because this doesn't surprise me to anything. I completely missed it. When you told me about it, I was like, what? What is this? So I only watched it like recently in preparation for...
2019 it initially came out.
Jesus. Yeah, I literally have no recollection of it at all. I don't know what was going on in 2019, but I don't know. Yeah, like I liked it. I'm annoyed I didn't watch it earlier. Like, I mean, it's good I watched it now, but like, yeah, I don't know. I'm still baffled how I missed it. Usually, I like see that movies are coming out, but we didn't have this podcast then. That's why.
Yep. Yeah,
Blame
I remember
you for not starting this earlier.
I remember it coming out and it getting a bit of buzz, and I just never got around to watching it. And then when they announced the sequel with my boy Dave Bautista in it, I was like, yep, definitely got to check this one out. So went back and watched Knives Out, the original, for the first time just this month. What an incredibly stacked cast, and such a great mystery too. Like, I love the way this sort of whole mystery plays out, where you know exactly what happened essentially, and it's all about following this one character as she tries to avoid getting caught for what she thinks she did. But then we get a little twist at the end where it's like, no, she didn't actually do what we think. And Harlan would have survived if they just rang an ambulance.
Yeah. Hollywood. Like, looking at the cast, it's actually ridiculous.
It's insane. So Daniel Craig, Benoit Blanc, the private detective. What did you think of that accent?
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
It felt like a ridiculous caricature, and knowing that he's English and that's not his actual like voice and accent.
Yeah.
That was a little bit off-putting, but yeah, whatever. Guess it was just a character choice that they wanted to go with.
I don't like it when when actors that I know have certain accents then do like a foreign accent to them. I like saying that though, going back to the gentleman again, Charlie, whatever his name is, Jax Teller. I always knew him as like American, and then when I found out he was actually English, I didn't mind him going back to English. So like when an actor does like an accent that's not theirs, and then I hear them go back to the natural one, I like. But if it's the other way around, it gives an ick. I just don't like it unless it's done well.
Yeah. Speaking of the Jax Teller, the actor that does that, Charlie Hunnam, did you know he had to sort of get a vocal coach to help him get his English accent back to being actually English?
Really?
Because he'd done that American accent for so long on Sons of Anarchy. When he then went back to play a English role, they were like, oh, you sound weird. You don't sound English anymore.
Hectic. I didn't know that.
Imagine that, going and living somewhere for so long, doing a weird accent for a show, and then going home and everybody looks at you weird because you sound funny.
You're not from here.
I was like, no, I am. I was born down the road.
That's me, nan.
So yeah, some of the other characters: Chris Evans as Hugh Ransom Drysdale, the son. Awesome character as well. I loved the subtle hints to him being the bad guy from the very start when he rocks up and the dogs just go ballistic.
Not the biggest Chris Evans fan. I know I do like Marvel, but he just eked me with Captain America. So
yeah,
I liked him in this. I always like the bad guys, and I liked him.
I did like that they had to really work hard to get those dogs to not like him for that scene as well. because apparently he's just really good with dogs and dogs love him and he loves
Yeah,
dogs. So to get them to like be crazy and raucous like they were, they had to like give them these like treat balls, basically balls filled with treats, and they would let them like play with them for a little bit and then they'd take them off him and put them in his pockets, and like they would let the dogs watch them put them in his pockets, so that when they filmed that scene they just ran at him and started jumping at him trying to get these balls out of his pockets, which was pretty funny.
hectic.
Anna de Armas playing Marta Cabrera, the nurse. What did you think of her character?
She's so attractive. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. She is.
Oh my God. She was the star of the movie for me. Wow.
I love the character quirk they gave her when she tells a lie.
What was that again?
Every time she lies, she
vomiting.
vomits.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, vomiting, yeah.
I thought that was very funny, and also led to like a weird moment where I was like, wouldn't he notice that there's vomit in this car when she lies to Benoit, and then he eventually gets in the car with her after she's vomited into like a Macca's cup? Like, surely you can smell that in this car.
So, yeah. I don't know. Beauty of Hollywood.
Suspend your belief there.
Yeah.
Also, Jamie Lee Curtis is in this movie as Linda Drysdale, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, Toni Collette, Lakeith Stanfield, Catherine Langford, Christopher Plummer. And this was the last movie Christopher Plummer filmed before he died in 2021 as well. So it's also kind of a sad movie in that sense.
I didn't even know Christopher Plummer died.
Yep.
Oops. What happened?
Jeez. And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt also makes a voice cameo in this one as a detective on the phone.
Detective Hard Rock.
So, like...
My boy.
What an incredible cast. Like, nuts.
Yeah. What was the budget for this? What would have been heaps? Budget.
$40 million.
$40 million with all those people, and they made 312.
Yeah. Good deal.
Yeah, good investment.
I wonder if a lot of those actors did it just to be in a movie with all of those other actors, and maybe they took percentages on the box office rather than money up front as well. Like, I've heard a lot of actors are now starting to do that, because I can't remember which actor it was, but there was one actor that he took percentages on a movie where they were just like, that's a crazy idea. Why would you take like 2% on this movie? And now it's like, this is why
Robert Downey Jr.
That's
Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man.
Yeah.
He took like at the start, like he took less money, and then he was like, I'm going to take a cut on all the movies like that I appear in or anything coming up. And I was like, what are you doing? And fucking the best idea ever, because Marvel movies are the highest grossing movies as a collective, I reckon. I'm just saying that off the top of my head, but it wouldn't surprise me.
And he's in nearly all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if he takes like
even like
0.5%.
Yeah.
Massive.
Like, he's even in like Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man after he dies, there's like a flashback. And like, he probably didn't even need to act in it, and he'd still get commission of that because he's in it. Like, yeah, it's such a smart idea. If you get like an ensemble cast together and you know that like they're going to do well, it's not going to flop, and you got a good director, yeah, for sure they take a percentage of the film. Yeah,
like, because you're going to get Daniel Craig fans are going to want to check this one out. Chris Evans fans are going to want to check this one out. Anna de Armas is now massive, so people are going to want to check that out to see what sort of this breakout role of hers. Jamie Lee Curtis, Toni Collette, like, you're having fans from a bunch of different genres and types of movie coming together for this one movie. Why not take half a percentage?
I'm definitely, saying that, I'm definitely going to see any movie Anna de Armas is in moving forward, because she's a very good actress. Just looking at her filmography now.
Blonde on Netflix, yeah, maybe not so much.
Oh,
it's
that's about Marilyn Monroe. Yeah,
it's an interesting movie, but it's also very weird and like art house movie. Have you seen the cast for Glass Onion, the sequel as well?
I had that opened up. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it's another incredibly stacked cast.
Jesus.
Daniel Craig returning, Kate Hudson, Jessica Henwick, Edward Norton, Catherine Hahn, Janelle Monáe, Ethan Hawke, Dave Bautista, Leslie Odom Jr., Angela Lansbury, Stephen Sondheim, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Jackie Hoffman, Serena Williams,
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant,
Yeah, wow.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
What?
Yep.
Oh, Yo-Yo Ma.
Yep. It's another incredibly stacked cast, and I'll be checking that one out as soon as it drops on Netflix. Like, it looks so fun as well. So, as of recording, it comes out tomorrow night, 7 p.m.
Comes out on Festivus.
Yes, it does.
Fun fact.
So you can watch that as your hungover recovery day.
Oh, yeah. What am I doing the next few days? I'm watching that.
Yep.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
In terms of the Knives Out, the originals mystery, I loved that they sort of gave everyone seemingly had a motive to kill Harlan as well. So that made it a lot like more intriguing as to, even though we kind of know exactly what happened, I love that when they start to investigate and you think, oh, maybe someone did something to lead her to actually poisoning him, and they start to question each other as well. Like, everyone in the family is like, oh no, it's definitely you. It was definitely you, because yeah, they're all like, oh, something happened here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I'm yeah, as I said, like, it's a great movie, and I'm very disappointed I didn't see it earlier. But I guess it's good that I've watched it recently, because now I don't have to wait 3 years for the next one. I have to wait maybe 48 hours because I'm going out tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not long.
And again, filled with lots of little subtle clues as to who the true killer was as well. And what did you think of, so a spoiler at the very end, the use of the prop knife as a callback?
I thought it was good.
Did you remember like the earlier suggestion of the prop knife as well?
No, like, I had to, like, when I was doing, like, reading up about stuff, like, it wasn't something I recognized straight away, but it was one of those things that, like, you piece back the movie and you're like, oh yeah, it's a retractable stage knife.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, as soon as he stabbed her, I was like, that's the prop knife they were talking about, surely.
yeah,
Then,
yeah.
revealed to be that way. And I love that calls back to one of the earlier characters basically saying to Chris Evans' character, you are so dumb you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a real knife and a prop knife. And turns out he can't.
Yep, there it is.
And then as we close out, your favorite character, Anna de Armas, do you know how she got this role in this movie?
No.
So she was filming James Bond as a Bond girl with Daniel Craig. And after the chemistry they had in that movie, Daniel Craig was like, we need a woman for this movie. She's the girl. We need her. And that's how she got this role.
Wow. Well, she's also starring in a new movie that's coming out next year with Chris Evans. So obviously they have good chemistry as well.
Yeah, I think, next, coming off Blonde, where her performance was fantastic, I think next year is going to be a big year for her with movie releases and a bunch more roles coming off that.
Yeah. Oh, she dated Ben Affleck for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky.
Who? Ben Affleck or her? Or both?
Her, of course. Nah,
Good on
Ben.
them both.
Yeah, well done.
And so, the sequel, basically the only character that's going to carry over is Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc investigating a totally new mystery, which I'm excited for. And did you hear how much Netflix paid to get not only Glass Onion, but the sequel after Glass Onion as well?
No? How much?
$469 million.
$469. So they paid $469 million. They spent $40 million on the next one. So that's $500 million.
Mm-hmm.
$500 million.
Yep. And
that.
So they're banking on getting a nice bump in subscribers on these two movies, I assume.
I mean, like, they obviously get like money for product placements and stuff, but $500 million. Jesus.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for two movies.
It's insane.
Like,
it's a lot of money for 4 hours of content.
Yeah, unless they extend them out and make it 6 hours of content, I guess. But I would understand spending $500 million if the production budget was included in that $500 million. But from what I could see, that was purely just to secure the rights, as these are going to be Netflix movies. They're going straight to Netflix. Netflix might do limited theater releases so that they're eligible for awards, but yeah, these are 100% Netflix movies and promoted as Netflix movies.
Yeah, well, mental.
Which is weird, because if you're promoting a movie as a Netflix movie, and then you're going to do like this weird limited cinema release for a week before the movie comes to Netflix, surely they're not making any box office money off those. Like, unless
not at all.
You have to be massively keen to go and see this movie a week early in the cinema when you could just chill out and watch it at home a week later for essentially nothing because you've already got a Netflix subscription.
I'm on the Wikipedia page and it says it's made $15 million at the box office.
It's not terrible, I guess.
And that's been because the release date was the 10th of September at the Toronto Film Festival, and then it came out on the 23rd of November 10th of September, and then came out the 23rd of November in America. So it's probably out for like a month before it comes out.
Yeah,
and
I don't think it was even that long.
$15 million.
It was like a week or two, purely just so that they were eligible for Academy Awards and Golden Globes and stuff. Because they have that, have this weird rule where a movie has to be in cinemas to be eligible or some weird something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, every time I see one of those, I'm like, I'm not going to run out and see it at the cinema and spend $30 when I can just wait a week and watch it at home for nothing.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But we'll see. Excited for the next one, and I'm interested to see what they end up calling the sequel as well, because Glass Onion is nothing like Knives Out. Like, that's just chuck two random words together and make it a movie title.
It says Glass Island.
Yeah.
Glass Island. Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
But like when it first was announced, it was just announced as Glass Onion, and people were like, what the hell is this? And then they added a Knives Out mystery tagline to make sure that people knew that it was connected. So
yeah, that makes sense.
And I'll be interested to see what two random words they chuck together for the third movie.
Yeah, hectic. Can't wait for this to come out. Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's everything. In terms of top recommendation for the week, we enjoyed both of these. Which one did you fall on?
I think White Lotus, like, by a little bit, just because it was such a good show for me during lockdown, and then the second one lived up to the expectations, and I just really liked it. And I just see the fact that it's nice to see a show that you really like, and then you tell people about it, and then they like it as well, because you never know, like, if people are going to like it. But it just seems everyone's just frothing on it. Like, even my friend was playing a festival last week, and she played the theme song.
Okay.
Like,
random.
I'm going to do it tonight. I'm playing at a Christmas party in a couple of hours. I'm going to do it tonight. Surely people will go off.
Yeah, because this show was massive this season. Like, there was like major publications doing like live blogs and live tweeting along to it. Like, whoa, this really took off out of essentially nowhere from season one. So
yeah,
cool to see. For me, I'm recommending Knives Out purely because we're getting Glass Onion in just mere hours in terms of recording. So jump on it, catch up, get ready for the sequel. Hopefully Dave Bautista isn't a murderer.
Yeah, jeez. Be good if he was.
Hey, if someone's going to murder you, if it's Dave,
Yeah.
he's killing you. You're not fighting him off.
Oh, yeah. He looks good in his poster
yeah.
as well. He looks stylish.
Yeah, and he's it.
Looks like he'll be a porn star.
What's he wearing? Is it like a Hawaiian shirt or something? Yep. Pink pants, Hawaiian shirt, open, fancy little hat. And those are some tight pants too.
What a look. Oh, yeah. What a look.
Alrighty. Thank you everyone for listening to the commentary booth. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe on podcast services and on YouTube. You can get the show early on Patreon. And then you can follow Jaxon on TikTok at Jax__car. And you can follow me on social media at JamYapsMedia and at Pario Magazine. Thanks for jumping on, Jaxon, and have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
You too, my friend. Woo!
The Commentary Booth is a fan-funded production of Jamie Apps Media. You can support the podcast alongside our magazine, Pario Magazine, on Patreon at patreon.com/Jamie Apps Media. The following people supported at the publisher level or higher, and you cannot fathom how incredibly appreciative we are for their support.